Hello, Georgia 551 here. Camera decides to go blurry at the worst moment. Well, the news has finally come this way that Toys R Us is a goner. Now, they say some stores are going to be running as if nothing's going on, like this one. But there's others that have going out of business signs and everything. As you'll see, I think this place Radio Shacked itself. It lost its identity. This was a toy store. It's supposed to be toys. Nothing but toys. Except maybe bikes and skateboards and stuff like that. Then they split it up in half to do Babies R Us. That. And then they have carriages, baby seats. So literally less than half of the store is actually a toy store. They lost their entire meaning. It's probably one of the reasons why they failed before they took on the massive debts, which killed them. And what hurts is this is the mall Whitney Field. So when that goes, further down that way, there's a Sears that's gonna go. Matter of when rather than if. So let's see what we can see. And if they tell us to stop, don't worry about it, because we'll be also going around with a hidden camera, so let's hope we don't have to use that. And pardon any jitters, the image stabilization on these phones suck. So let's get going. The start was a little bit difficult because there were people here with their kids, but we finally got an area in which we can start. Again, pardon the jitters, some minor holes, not many here yet. And we try not to get people on camera, but we know that's going to be hard. I originally tried to do this on Sunday, as you can see some holes here, but it was so filled with families and kids, it just was not a good idea. Not that many kids in at this point, as you can see that the inventory has thinned out a little bit in these aisles. So yeah, there's some definite weird little jittery action because these image stabilization systems on these phones are terrible. We now switched over to the wide angle camera because the regular one was just too narrow of a field of view. And over here we see some empty games. A lot less there than what was there before. In fact, even less than when I was here literally yesterday on Sunday. Oh, yeah, for a frame of reference, it's March 15th, 2018. Saw some empties there. A lot of big playhouses, still a wide selection. You can see over here we got a few more holes. There'll be a couple of redundant trips since we tried to get some other stuff as well, since this store is kind of split in half. So we do have, like I said, some redundancies. You can see that the things are thinning out, the dump trucks, the sports equipment. And definitely there. Lots of empty space here, but far from the worst of things. The Imaginarium. We need to use our imagination to pretend that these shelves are full. And some stuff still there. And the facing they're doing kind of works. It only works to a degree. Then we go down a couple more aisles. Then we go down here. There's a train table. The 249 is not that. There you go. 159 for that. And over here, you can see that some more of the small stuff is starting to vanish, even on that side. And we make our way around. There was somebody going by, so we wanted them to disappear so we wouldn't get them. Again, not that many vacancies in these particular shelves, but they do exist. especially in the lower middle there, and the upper shelf there is kind of barren. Not much there going on. Here's a hit. The wrestling figures, most of them are gone now. Not too much left, and there's a store employee on the immediate left, but they're not exactly either aware that this is being recorded or they're just letting it happen. And I kept him off the video. He was on the immediate left and the furthest pan that I did. The Marvel section starting to look a little less marvelous. And the Nerf plus the plastic balls, they're starting to disappear. Some more toys over here. It's not as empty over here. I mean, it's a lot of large items, so yeah, I'm stuttering. Yeah, this isn't a professional video, so yeah, I stutter a little bit. The video game section. This is where it's really starting to show. Although the Xbox a little better off than the PlayStation 4. There's a few holes, but only 1 or 2 titles apiece. Then the bargain bins definitely thinning out quite a bit. Not many accessories left. Kind of looks like a Sears almost. Back when the Leominster one actually had an electronics department. Same thing for PS4 and even fewer games to go with. The locked up ones. Yeah, there's still a selection, but even fewer titles to go by, and some of them poorly stacked. They kind of gave up, and can't really blame them. Walking this way, that's emptied out a bit. So is that. And the electronics department kind of loses its meaning here. Although this might not have actually meant to have been one. They could have shuffled things around a little bit anyway. They usually do when these stores start to close up. Some minor holes here and there, not much. They still got a wide array of tablets. Although the accessory wall is starting to thin out quite a bit. And the Magic the Gathering cards, there's almost nothing left. So there's something that's pretty popular in the video games section. Magic the Gathering. It's all gone. Surprisingly all gone because it's not an electronic game. Those seem to be the thing. Apparently people still play with cards and use their imagination these days. That's interesting. Plus some random stuff on that shelf. Clearance blast. Well, there's a big one coming. As we got some holes over here in the VTech department. Again, there's people there, so we were aiming down. This is where you really start to see that things have really gone downhill for the chain. A lot of empty bikes there, but look at that shelf. Not the little one that I was pointing to, but the one behind it. Not that one, which I was not really referring to, but this one. The bike shelf. Almost empty. Very few left. What a sad sight. And literally, like I said, just yesterday, there was quite a bit more there than there is now. And those shelves that are empty that were stacked next to that, they weren't there. The motorized vehicles, there's still plenty of those. And we go over here to the baby section. Yeah, the mattresses are few and far between now. And some linens are no longer there. There's the restrooms, not that we went in or anything. Just pointing out where we are. Frame of reference. More stuff there. Disappeared. To never come back. Never be restocked. Some holes over here. more kid stuff. And we do go down that aisle a little later, and we're doing some juking and jiving to make sure we don't get a bunch of people on camera. But here we go, some more empty space. Quite a bit of it, to be exact. Granted, again, larger items, but when you aren't restocking, it really puts a massive void into the wall, and it just shows you that doom is on its way, just like that set of empty shelves there. Now we're getting into baby furniture, as you can see how Toys R Us lost its meaning by being more than a toy store, which is why I say they Radio Shacked themselves. They lost their meaning, people lost interest, and then when they took on all that massive debt, here we are. Baby carriages, still plenty of those. So, I mean, there's some areas that still look like nothing's happening, and areas you can tell that the final curtain call is coming. Supposedly at the end of the month. Or sometime very early April, that it's all going to be over with. So the diaper section, we got some holes, especially up there. They clear out all the upper shelves and just move everything to the lower ones just to make it look a little more like it's full. A lot of empty space here for baby cameras and other things. Go with the flow. The flow is exiting and nothing coming in. Some more empty space there. And over here it's not all too bad. Over here we're showing you the facing, because it looks like a full shelf full of water jugs, but it's just a single row. And heading up front, getting a little bit of a view here. Some more of those small shelves that are fairly empty. And again on that side as well. And now we're going down the other side where we were going to start and then just decided not to. Empty over there. Now, we didn't show you every shelf because some of them, they just look like nothing has actually went away. Plus some, there were people there, so we didn't bother. Even if there was a little bit of emptiness, it wasn't enough to really bother showing if there were people there, because why, you know, like I said, we try to not get people in, but you know, it's gonna happen. Some more empty spots here, not a lot, in the arts and crafts area. Again, more or less it's just how things are placed. A little bit of a space there. And a little bit there. And that wall a little bit. But again, it's mostly the size of things and how they're hung. Yeah, here in the action sets there's a few spots showing up. Kind of like right there. See, I'm not terribly familiar with the layout of the store, so, you know, I'm just saying there's stuff here that's missing, there missing. The few areas I actually know, I've obviously pointed out what they were. Yeah, and some more small children's toys here. Not much of a void, and we're kind of heading back to where the worst of the worst is, just to end this small clip. And there it is. A little more of a heads-on view of the bike rack that's practically empty. What a shame. So sad. We've pretty much seen what there is or what there isn't, so just get another perspective of the slow demise as we head out the door. As we head out the door already, as we've mentioned. can see that the Pepsi case and the ice cream case are starting to thin out quite a bit. The only thing not thinning out there are the people's bellies that consume them. And that's what we have so far as we leave. Wow, let's put the regular camera back on. There we go. That was depressing, and it's only going to get worse from there. Supposedly there's another 3 or so weeks before it's all gone. And again, there's something else that's going to go. The Sears at some point. Whitney Field's in a world of hurts, unfortunately. Anyway, let's just walk through Toys R Us as it's, I can't even see my phone. If I got it, good. If I don't, well, I tried. That's it for now. George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed. Well, I think you know what I mean by there. And have a good one.